Growing up in California and here in Silicon Valley, we have such diversity that I was born in the city of San Jose, home to 5 Chinatowns. And when we recognize the importance of our diversity, Chinese have had a number of contributions to making Silicon Valley what it is. That's why I'm so proud of my heritage, my culture, and why it's important that we preserve Chinese American Californian history as well. That I'm a 4th generation Californian, speaking more Spanish than I do Chinese, but yet I'm seen as a perpetual foreigner. Somehow we always get this question, where are you from? And I will answer, I'm from San Jose. Well, where are you really from? My mother was born in Oakland, my father in Sacramento. You get these questions all the time. What is your nationality? I'm an American. I have a US passport. We saw in the Congress, Senator Tom Cotton asking Shou, who is the CEO of TikTok. He was Singaporean, and he keeps on being questioned about his citizenship of being Chinese nationality. This is a lived experience for so many, why we as Chinese Americans need to be vocal and present in this community. And that's why representation in public service is important. I think we are very challenged and conflicted with what it means to be Chinese American in this current climate. We recognize that former President Donald Trump exacerbated, fueled the hatred towards members of our community with the Kung Flu and China virus. We saw the rise of anti-Asian hate, and again, being questioned about our loyalty. The conflict between that of China and the United States is real. But this is also part of the history that so many of us have experienced before, whether or not it's the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882, which forbid Chinese from coming to this country, or the Alien Land Law in California of 1912, which forbid Asian Americans from owning property. We see this happen time and time again. History repeats itself. That's why it's important that we're speaking truth to power and making sure that we are organized, that we vote, and that we will not tolerate discrimination to any community, much less our own. When we think about politics, when we think about the conversations around immigration, about diversity, so many think about the Hispanic and Latino community. When we think about Asian Americans, farm workers, that of Filipinos came here in the 1700s, that Chinese Americans and Chinese immigrated here to making our economic vitality in the state of California what it is today. This is not of recent immigration, but this has long-standing history that we have much to contribute, and so many of us have been here for a long period of time in recognizing that we are Americans and Californians as well. So many historians have talked about the contributions of Chinese Americans in this region of the Bay Area and in Silicon Valley. And what's equally important is to see that many Chinese Americans can be successful in many different fields, whether or not it's Hollywood entertainment, and Mr. John Chu, director of Crazy Rich Asians, or whether or not in politics or in other areas, not just the traditional occupations of becoming a doctor, lawyer, or an engineer. You can do many things, and we are very proud to see many individuals in different areas. In the state of California are utilizing public taxpayer dollars of tax credits and incentives to maintain and flourish in providing the opportunities for Hollywood to film with major studios in the state of California. Part of that conversation is to make sure that we're seeing more diversity in films. And in fact, the film Everything Everywhere All at Once was a beneficiary of the Hollywood tax credits, helping to showcase great, amazing talent within our communities. And so we're very proud to see individuals like Michelle Yeoh demonstrating the best of our community. And we hope that the tax credits can help incentivize other filmmakers and seeing opportunities of people that look like us in also Hollywood and entertainment. We as Asian Americans face the challenge of being perceived as the model minority, or that of we as minorities don't need help, that we do our jobs very well, good taxpayers, keeping quiet, keeping to ourselves, not causing any problems. But this is a false approach and narrative as well too, which is that when we disaggregate and break down the data, we equally have other issues that need to be addressed within the inequities that exist. For example, we as Chinese and Asian Americans are disproportionately impacted by specific rare diseases like hepatitis, like liver disease. How do we make sure that we're getting the public resources and the dedication to addressing and acknowledging these health disparities within government to support us? But if we're just simply seen as a model minority or that we don't need any help and we're self-sufficient, we aren't able to get the public resources and the support and wiping out the epidemic that exists within these healthcare disparities. And that's one example of the many reasons why we need that type of support and representation as well.